of the Muggles begins today!
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times actors were recast because the actor was canceled.
I know myself too well. If I have a second, I'm just going to have a third and then a fourth, and then you're just going to have to roll me out of here.
For this list, we'll be looking at actors who were replaced in their film and TV roles either before or during production due to a public controversy. Which of these recastings did you think was the most scandalous? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Frank Langella, The Fall of the House of Usher.
This miniseries is a modern remix of some of the most iconic works of Edgar Allan Poe.
Continuing Mike Flanagan's stellar track record with Netflix, 2023 saw him adapting this short story by Edgar Allan Poe. Carla Gugino reunited with Flanagan following the success of the haunting anthology, and four-time Tony Award winner Frank Langella was poised to star as Roderick Usher.
Good evening, Count.
Dr. Seward, Miss Van Helsing, my savior.
However, Langella was later accused of sexual harassment, and an investigation found that he had behaved inappropriately toward a co-star. Langella was subsequently fired from the production, which was already halfway through filming. Bruce Greenwood was cast in his place, and all the scenes involving Roderick had to be reshot.
Deadline reports the streamer recently completed an investigation into the star's behavior, which, quote, determined that Langella has been involved in unacceptable conduct on set.
Number 9. T.J. Miller, How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. Miller was one of those voices you instantly recognize.
You were wise to seek help from the world's most deadly weapon. It's me.
That voice was on full display through the first two How to Train Your Dragon films, in which Miller played Hiccup's buddy, Toughnut Thorsten. 3 years after the release of the second film in 2014, Miller became the subject of a sexual assault allegation dating back to his college days. And shortly after that, Miller placed a fake bomb threat on an Amtrak train, reportedly while intoxicated.
T.J. Miller is under arrest, accused of calling in a fake bomb threat. Federal prosecutors say that he called 911 and claimed that a woman on his Amtrak train had a bomb in her luggage.
As a result of both of these controversies, Miller was fired by DreamWorks Animation. He had already recorded his lines for the third Dragon film, The Hidden World, so impersonator Justin Ruppel was brought in for the redubs.
Hang up those saddles and get married.
The M word.
Gross. Unless it's me.
Number 8. Chrissy Teigan, Never Have I Ever.
This is Paxton Hall Yoshida. He's a 16-year-old boy from Sherman Oaks, California. And I am model, designer, activist, and a former 16-year-old from California, Gigi Hadid.
Created by Lang Fisher and Mindy Kaling, and inspired by the latter's upbringing, Never Have I Ever is about an Indian-American teenager navigating high school following the death of her father. One of the show's gimmicks is that big-name celebrities narrate certain episodes.
You may be asking yourself, why is old Giger's taking time out of her busy schedule to narrate the story of a 16-year-old boy?
Tennis legend John McEnroe provides most of the narration, with Andy Samberg and Gigi Hadid chipping in on occasion. The Hadid role was originally cast with Chrissy Teigan, but the model pulled out of the show when cyber harassment she had engaged in a decade earlier was made public. With Teigan out, Netflix hired another prominent model to take her spots.
When scientists declare your face to be perfectly symmetrical, that's all everyone thinks you have to offer the world. But we've got brains too, and feelings, and Paxton, dude, put a shirt on.
Number 7. Crystalia, Army of the Dead.
We are putting together a crew for a job.
Yeah, what does it pay?
This Zack Snyder film was already in post-production when actor and stand-up comedian Crystalia became the subject of a scandal. In June 2020, multiple women accused the comedian of sexual harassment and grooming. Fellow stand-up Tig Notaro was tapped to replace Dalia in the film.
$2 million.
What?
That's my share. That's just for me. $2 million if it pans out.
Unfortunately, as shooting was already completed and the COVID lockdowns were in full swing, Notaro was forced to shoot her scenes on a green screen. This footage was then incorporated into the film through some clever editing and CGI.
But I never want to do it again. I want to be in an actual movie with people.
Number 6, Justin Roiland, Rick and Morty.
What's going on?
I got a
It's
surprise for you,
the middle of
Morty.
the night. What are you talking about?
Come on, I got a surprise for you. Come on, hurry up. Gotta go.
Ow,
Gotta go.
ow,
Gotta get out
ow,
of here.
you're tugging
Come
me
on,
too
I got a
hard.
surprise for you, Morty.
Not only did Roiland co-create the beloved animated comedy, he also voices both of the lead characters. Well, he did until January 2023. That was when an alleged domestic battery incident dating back to 2020 surfaced in the national news. In its wake, multiple people came forward with accusations of predatory behavior, some of which came from fellow Rick and Morty employees.
There you are, Morty. Listen to me. I got an errand to run in a whole different dimension. I need an extra pair of hands.
Oh, jeez, Rick. What'd you do to Frank?
Pretty obvious, Morty.
While the battery charges were eventually dismissed, Roiland's reputation was tarnished and he was fired from Adult Swim. However, the company insisted that Rick and Morty would continue without Roiland and that the title characters would be recast.
What do you say, Rick? To fly through space? Come upon something? Maybe I have a moral objection?
Rick and Morty, we're back, baby!
Number 5. Shia LaBeouf. Don't worry, darling.
Do you think it's true that Frank actually has a tennis court at his house?
We'll find out, won't we?
The production and release of Olivia Wilde's anticipated follow-up to her acclaimed debut, Booksmart, were mired in scandal. The film stars Florence Pugh as Alice, a stereotypical 50s housewife who begins harboring suspicions about her living situation and husband, Jack.
Do you know what weird dreams make me?
What?
Hungry. Would you like some carrot?
Yes.
Harry Styles was brought in to replace Shia LaBeouf in the role after Wilde claimed that LaBeouf had a combative energy and made Florence Pugh feel uncomfortable. The stories about LaBeouf's conflicts on set are muddled, with LaBeouf saying he willingly left the production and Wilde saying that she fired him for his poor behavior. At this point, we'll probably never know what really happened.
You and I both know I quit your film because your actors and I couldn't find time to rehearse. Adding Olivia's media narrative is attractive clickbait.
Number 4. Louis C.K. The Secret Life of Pets 2.
I've lived in this city all my life. I'm Max, and I'm the luckiest dog in New York.
As the hashtag #MeToo movement gained momentum in 2017, multiple women called out comedian Louis C.K. for inappropriate behavior. The allegations derailed C.K.'s career, including a job on The Secret Life of Pets 2. The first film, in which C.K. voiced lead character Max, was an enormous success, grossing nearly $900 million.
Any plans today?
Yes, big stuff today, Gidget. I got big plans. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna wait for Katie to come back.
The sequel seemed like easy money for the comedian, but he was fired by Illumination in the wake of the scandal. The adorable Jack Russell Terrier remained, but he was now voiced by Patton Oswalt. A third movie is currently in development, and it seems highly unlikely that CK will be involved.
And by the way, I'm still not a kid person. I'm talking about this kid. This is my kid. He's perfect.
Number 3. Armie Hammer, The Offer.
Elio Oliver Elio. How you doing?
Nice to meet you, Elio.
For a while there, Armie Hammer seemed like the next big thing in Hollywood, especially on the heels of Call Me By Your Name. However, his career imploded when a number of horrible allegations came out in January 2021. Aside from some bizarre physical desires, Hammer was also accused of emotional abuse. So much so that a previous girlfriend was allegedly hospitalized for PTSD.
And when you least expect it, nature has cunning ways of finding our weakest spot.
He subsequently dropped out of numerous projects, including the biographical miniseries The Offer, which he had been cast in just a month before. He was replaced by Miles Teller. Meanwhile, Will Arnett replaced him in Taika Waititi's Next Goal Wins, which required reshoots.
I'm sorry, Thomas, did nobody tell you? You're fired.
Number 2. Johnny Depp. Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore.
You have joined a noble cause, my friend.
For the first 2 films in this Harry Potter spin-off franchise, antagonist Gellert Grindelwald was portrayed by the legendary Johnny Depp. But in April 2018, British tabloid The Sun ran an article against Depp, claiming that he was abusive towards his ex-wife, Amber Heard. Depp sued the newspaper for libel, but lost the case, with the court ruling that there was enough evidence of Depp's alleged abuse.
Your anger, your desire for revenge is natural.
The case was devastating to Depp's reputation, and Warner Brothers reportedly asked him to step down as Grindelwald for the third film. Despite having already shot 3 scenes, Depp heeded their recommendation and was replaced by Mads Mikkelsen.
Words designed to deceive. To make you doubt what you've seen with your own 2 eyes.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Kevin Spacey. All the money in the world.
They are the words most frequently used to describe me, along with Rich, of course.
Ridley Scott's crime thriller chronicles the kidnapping of John Paul Getty III, the grandson of the prominent and wealthy J. Paul Getty. The elderly oil magnate is played by Christopher Plummer, who was cast to replace Spacey when multiple accusations of misconduct came out after filming had already concluded.
If I were to respond to every request for money I receive, I would soon be as destitute as yourself.
In fact, the allegations surfaced just a few months before the movie's scheduled release, leaving little room for filming and post-production. Plummer reshot all of Spacey's scenes in the span of just 9 days at the cost of $10 million. The recasting was a huge success, earning Plummer an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor.
There's a purity to beautiful things that I've never been able to find in another human being.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.